Hi, everyone. I can't see you on my screen, but I'm Sally Singer, and I'm on the board of trustees of FIT. I'm also the head of fashion direction at Amazon, but I'm really here today in the capacity of my work for FIT, which is a school that I hold very dear to my heart and a role that I take seriously, as seriously as any role I've ever had in my career. And I want to thank everyone who's a friend of FIT and also the friends of FIT who are joining us today, and to encourage anyone who watches this interview or discussion in the next few weeks to consider joining the Friends of FIT and supporting an institution that does such great work to such a diverse, inclusive, global student body. And I think there's a way in the chat that you can click through and sign up. So please do that. It's a great honor today to be able to speak to Bobbi Brown, who, well, we all know is a legend because we've all sort of grown up or grown old or grown somewhere with her pencils and her miracle balms and her advice and her wisdom and the aspiration to look as good as she does with very little makeup on, or only makeup that she can make for us. She started this company many years ago, sold it brilliantly to Estee Lauder, moved forward from that in 2016. And just when you think, I guess I thought she was like going to be done with makeup, she launched a supplements line called Evolution 18. I think solidifying her interest in wellness overall, this with mind, body, wellness. She launched a digital publication called Just Bobbi. She renovated a hotel in Montclair, New Jersey. And during the pandemic, she started a clean beauty line called Jones Road, which we're all obsessed with. And you can go online and order lots of products and see some of your favorite products retooled, but cleaner and newer and yummier, for lack of a better way to describe it. So it's a real honor to be here with Bobbi today. And I just want to say, in addition to all of that path-breaking business stuff, in my mind, so many of the concerns and issues of the beauty industry right now, the tent poles of it, beauty for all women, beauty for real women, beauty for all ages, undertones, the key part of everything, have always been, I'll say this to you, Bobbi, has always been your thing. You were there before everyone else. You were there linking sort of mind and body and makeup together. So you were sort of there before the whole industry got there. And I guess my first question to you is, why Jones Beauty? Why did you start another beauty line at this point when I know you're so interested in fitness and food and all these other things? Why'd you go back into it? And more to the point, why clean beauty and what defines clean beauty?
Okay, first of all, thank you everyone who's listening, and just a little bit of timeline. So, my husband and I sold Bobbi Brown Cosmetics to Estee Lauder, and I stayed as an employee for 22 years. And just when I was ready to go, I had no idea what I was going to do. I left and had really nothing on my agenda because I had no idea what I wanted to do. So first thing I did is I went back to school and got my degree as a health coach from IIN, a school that I went to digitally. And then I had my 9th book to promote called Beauty from the Inside Out, because I've always been interested and obsessed with how you look on the outside and how you feel on the inside are so like hand in hand. So I did that. And while I was promoting the book, someone came to me and said, what would you do with a vitamin line, a supplement line? And I was like, wow, I've always wanted to do something. So I launched 4 products on QVC. And I quickly realized I did not want to be on QVC hawking these products. But luckily, Walmart came to us. We opened a direct to consumer. So I really approached Evolution 18 the way I would have, used to approach beauty at the brand in my name. And the reason I even decided that I wasn't done with beauty is because when I left, and you have to understand, after being somewhere for 22 2 years, I really was not in control of my schedule. Things just happened. You know how that is when you've got
Mhm.
the life, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to go back into the studio. So I started being a makeup artist again. I was hired to go to India to teach makeup at the India Makeup Show. Masterclass reached out to do a makeup masterclass with me. And all of a sudden, I'm back doing what I love. But at the same time, I am cleaning out, the ingredients in my home supplies, which COVID has actually brought me back to, to the worst of the worst, Lysols and all of that. But but I was really cleaning up my diet, cleaning up my house, and just honestly changing to be the authentic person that I really was at the time. Less makeup, more wellness, more exercise. I've always been pretty balanced. And so, like, the juxtaposition of everything together made me search for clean makeup. And
Mhm.
I always, being an entrepreneur, not that there was anything wrong with what I found, but I always thought I could do it better. And I did some, investigating and researching and hired a mini team. And I ended up launching Jones Road Beauty on the day my non-compete was up. And it was
Wow.
against all better judgment. All my, our old friends in the industry that were, big PR people said, you can't launch a week before the presidential election in the middle of this pandemic. But I did. And I figured, why not? So many things have changed. So that's kind of my timeline and my story.
What was it like launching in the pandemic? How did you judge? I mean, I guess it's only up from there with audience, but how did you like what did you do differently, do you think?
I did everything differently. And honestly, I'm so lucky that I had the first experience. And, when we used to have to launch something, it was a whole strategic, you know, timeline and so many people's opinions. And how are we going to get Sally Singer at Vogue to write about this?
Mhm.
How are we going to, get this and that? And so many people involved. And then there was the launch party, there was the spokesperson, there were the bags that were tied, there were all those things. And, when I launched Jones Road, I didn't have any of that. And you know what? I didn't need it. So I launched literally with, someone to help me with PR, and who is on the, on our talk right now, Lynette, who is my neighbor who lives down the block, who has this vast experience in the, in our industry. She was a publisher at In Style. She was a writer at Women's Wear Daily, all these other things. And we just discussed it, and we're like, all right, we need a newspaper. We got a newspaper. We need TV. We had Wall Street Journal. We had the Today Show, and we had Elvis Duran. We launched with those three things. And by the way, this was hush hush because I had a non-compete. So I
Right.
couldn't announce it until my non-compete was up. And so it all kind of unfolded, and we didn't send anything out till after we launched. And
And
we didn't like hire influencers. I gave them to
how,
my friends who were, people of influence.
and because you probably couldn't make content with anyone because you couldn't, I remember at that time in the pandemic, you couldn't touch people's skin, right?
Right,
You couldn't get within 6 feet of anyone. You couldn't go on a set.
right. Yeah.
So everyone had to shoot their own content,
No,
your
we
friends.
we actually we actually shot content. The first time we shot was in my backyard in Sag Harbor. I was searching for a woman with naturally gray hair who didn't have any work done and had lines in her face. And I found a woman at a farm stand. Her name is Shauna. She's the most beautiful woman. She was wearing a mask, had this big bun. And I went over to her, with a full mask, which covers my whole face because I have a small head. I'm like, can you take your mask off? And she looked at me. I'm like, oh my God, would you want to model for me? And she said yes. And I had two models in my backyard, one photographer that we did everything outside. It was terrifying, but we got our first content. And then we met in a studio a month later and all had COVID tests. We had the COVID guys sitting in our office doing everyone's tests. We did it and it was terrifying. We were very careful and washed like crazy and, threw the brushes out afterwards. And it's been an interesting journey, but I needed pictures for the Instagram.
Right.
So we did it. And, honestly, it's like we're continuing to do the exact same thing. And it's simple. Like, I don't even use a stylist anymore. I just bring in clothes and we just kind of play around. And I have a hairdresser and a photographer and I do the makeup. And it's so much fun, Sally. It's like when I was a kid.
And how much time do you do with that compared to all your other projects now? How much time is on Jones Road versus the hotel, or, I mean, all the many things you do?
Well, the majority is Jones because that's also, it's kind of exploded. Like we did not expect this intense growth, and this is just from one D to C, but it's hit a nerve and it's become really popular. Evolution 18 is a much smaller brand, and we're in the same office together. There's only a few, employees on that brand. The hotel, I spent enough time like teaching everyone how I want
Right.
things. So, I still walk in and I'm like, the pillows look perfect. They're fluffed perfectly. There's still everything that I set up because the team is amazing. But that's been a whole nother journey being a hotelier.
During a pandemic, let's
Yeah,
just say,
during the pandemic. I mean, we've
during
had,
the pandemic.
yeah. I mean, we had Patrick, what's his name? Patrick, oh, the really good look, Dr. Dreamy. I can't believe I forgot his last name.
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey there shooting, a movie or a TV show for like months. Like we couldn't tell anyone, but it's so much fun who pops into those places. We had Steven Spielberg stay there during filming West Side Story.
Oh my
And
God.
we don't promote those kind of things because, people, we want to respect their privacy.
Well, it's kind of amazing. They're sort of hiding in plain sight in Montclair, New Jersey. Who
Yeah.
knew? Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be TMZ Montclair from now on after this. So get ready.
Yeah.
I was wondering, with making clean beauty products now, what's changed since when you started Bobbi Brown originally? Because I mean, back in the day, and I'm thinking of other sort of major semi-clean organic lines that we could think of, maybe some owned by the former company you worked for. And when they would go into makeup, the colors would never be right. The stability wouldn't be there. The kind of professional gloss that a makeup artist would need. There was a thing that clean beauty just wasn't going to last, at least from where I sat editorially in editorial. What's made it possible now to make stable, you know, precision, beautiful product?
Well, I didn't know if it was possible. And it's one of the reasons I'm someone that really likes to do things I have no idea because it's interesting to me to solve problems. And I didn't know. Like I literally, I mean, our mascara is completely clean and it's winning awards for the best mascara, not the best clean mascara. And to me, that's the biggest, compliment because I'm not trying to make the best clean product, Sally. I'm making the best products I can and I want them to be performance. So I am not a chemist, so I can't tell you what the rose hip mixed with the,
Right.
but when I first left the brand and there was, nothing clean in the traditional products. They were and I can't tell you what's in that compared to what's in this. And I don't like to compare because it's a very different time in my life and different, I've moved on. But I had lunch or breakfast with the founder of Credo, which is the well-known clean Sephora is, the way
Right.
people know it. And she handed us as a brand, here are the 2,700 banned ingredients, the Credo list that's also, banned in the UA and it's banned, all these products, which don't mean anything to me because even as a formulator telling people how to make the formula, I didn't really understand ingredients. It was not necessary. I cared about, the formula. So now, when making these products, like I was scared, like, are they going to last more than a couple months? Are they, so yes, everything is tested. And so far the brand is 6 going on 7 months old. Nothing has happened to anything. And, most of the products we had for 6 months before that, and they're still shelf stable. There are natural ways to put in preservatives that are still clean. And, the thought now is like, okay, I never thought about it, but if you have a choice, why not put something clean on your face? it goes into your body. So you
Right.
might as well, you know, care about all those things.
When you were starting to sort of, as you said, after you left Estee Lauder, and you were sort of cleaning up your life and subtracting from it things that you felt were toxic, for lack of a better word, or
It just
what were
didn't serve me
what
any.
were the things what were the things that you started to eliminate? Like, what for you?
Yeah.
Because I do think, I mean, I don't know who's on this call, but as women get older, you do think about, like, what are the things that are not going to work with my chemistry anymore, or what.
Yeah. Well, I became very, very sensitive to artificial fragrance. Like it was a turnoff, you know, not that I'm not allergic, but I was like, oh, that smells terrible. You know, one of those candles that has, you know, all those terrible candles that have things that aren't natural. The
Right.
smell really bothered me. So I think I just got more sensitive as I got older. And so, you know, what you know, cleaning companies clean you know, a house with, or my housekeeper, I'm like, that smells terrible. And I would, you know, buy all the, you know, clean products I could because it smelled better. And I'm like, you know, just go use some vinegar and water and baking soda. So we, you know, I kind of worked through that with, you know, with my housekeeper, because of course, you know, people are used to what they're used to. And it was all fine until the pandemic, of
I was
course.
going to say, I
And
mean, the pandemic, we have this weird moment where suddenly chemicals and screens have won everything that we were trying to eliminate.
Right. And honestly, they're, you know, they're sitting, I've got more Lysol wipes that I've, you know, took me so hard to get. It was so, you know, paper towels and Lysol wipes. Oh my God, I could probably open a freestanding store if God forbid anything happens again. But so I, you know, and also my diet, like I have slowly been someone that has figured out what works for me. You know, I'm 64 years old, first of all. And I have realized that I feel good in my body and my skin because I'm more authentically me. You know, I make sure I do certain things that are going to make a difference in my day to day. And it's, you know, drinking enough water, moving my body. And it's not doing a hit class that it used to be, or a soul cycle. It's honestly, it's a much different kind of, you know, I adapted because I do think you have to adapt and adjust. And I
Mm-hmm.
completely changed the way I was dressing. And
Okay, fill in.
well, first of all, I am wearing, because I've been a little bit on a spending spree, these Balenciaga rubber platforms. I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
come on, how stupid is that? But they're my favorite shoes. All right, like hello. I won't even tell anyone what they cost, but it's FIT, so you guys will get it. I've got the same, you know, the same one from Gucci, and I found these amazing pants that I'm actually wearing today, and they're very stretchy and they're very flattering, and you could wash them in your sink overnight, so I could wear them, you know, the next day if I were traveling anywhere. And I'll have to get Jesse, like, to, or Lynette, you probably know the name of them.
Please drop it in the chat, Lynette.
I'll put it into the chat for everyone.
That's fantastic.
You know, so these pants, and I've got them in, you know, the Bobbi colors, navy and black and charcoal, and I just got a white pair and a beige pair. So, you know, that works for me. And
Where do you buy them?
I buy them online.
Okay.
I buy them online, and I've got a bunch of them. And, you know, plus I've found my perfect pair of Levi.
Oh,
Yeah,
which number?
427, and I buy the, you know, the slim cropped, and they're perfect on me. And I've tried every $400 pair of salvage Japanese, they're just not flattering on me. So I'm like, all right, that works. I'm getting some of those. And then I kind of did similar things with my sweaters and sweatshirts, and my t-shirts are a company called Base. I know Lynette knows all these things. Something base or base something. And honestly, I'm like, I don't know if I'm turning into Steve Jobs.
That's not such a bad idea,
Yeah.
as these things go.
Yeah.
But you told me you wear Nilly Lotan too, right? I mean, you wear certain
I wear
dress.
Lotan, and I wear her khakis, and I wear, you know, I'm wearing one of her dresses at my son's wedding. I also wear, what is her name? Jenny Kane.
Right.
So and I'm trying to buy less things. because which is not really working. My husband would laugh.
And did you get the things that no longer work? Did you get rid of them? Did you pass them on to people? How did you closet clean, or are they in storage somewhere?
I don't want them in storage, because what's the point? I have 3 sons like you do. No one wants my, my Manolo and all of those beautiful shoes that I used to buy, because I had a very nice, budget where I would literally just buy crazy things because I needed nice things to look, fashionable. So all of those shoes, I took half of them. I went through my expensive shoes and I donated them to some Thread Up, I think it's called. And we took the money and donated it. So that was great. I still have some left, which every once in a while I will wear in a picture, but I won't walk. You can get me standing, but I won't walk.
What now gives you the pleasure that those beautiful things used to give you? Like is it something else? Is it jewelry? Like what's the moment where something exquisite and a bit decadent enters your life?
Well, I love to kind of mix things so much. So, my Levi's and my Balenciaga slides and my Ted Muelling pearls. I collect. Okay. So my husband has bought me Ted Muelling for every birthday and anniversary for 30 something years. I have a beautiful collection. And honestly, when I wear those, I walk into the store and I'll find something every time.
Right.
So I'm much more about jewelry and more classic, simple styles. And I think it's because I personally don't look good in fashion. Torture for me was going to the Met Ball, which I went 2 or 3 times. And I ended up wearing, which I wish I still had, a navy silk tuxedo from Sandro, which was not really the thing you wear at the Met Ball, but every long train and gown, I just didn't feel like myself.
Kate Moss wore a black tux by Burberry to the Anglomania. It's happened, and it always looks unimpeachable and rather good, actually. It's a way to cut through the crazy, and
Yeah, and was it Sharon Stone or Kim Basinger that at the Oscars one year wore like a Hanes t-shirt with a long skirt? That was always my favorite kind of fashion.
Yeah, I think it's fashion beyond fashion. That's what everybody loves. I mean, I don't know if that's what FIT wants to know, but that's always probably the case. I have a kind of funny question for you. You've always, it seems to me, made prettiness a brand, and prettiness, like you had with your charitable endeavors, have it pretty powerful and celebrated the notion that one of the aspirations women have when they wear makeup is to look pretty.
Yeah.
And in this last year, I've just been so aware that the kids don't want to necessarily look pretty anymore.
Yeah.
And also they don't want to be told they're powerful either. Like both of these words can get cut all different ways. And I'm wondering if in this year, and as you've launched this new venture with Jones Road, if you've had to not rethink your aspirations, but rethink the way you explain them to your kids and others.
I'm not someone that rethinks. I just kind of, I evolve. And so our hashtag for Jones Road is #how not to look like shit.
Okay.
Just because I think that's why people wear makeup now. And, I spend my life with so many girls that are younger than me, and I just would always look at them without a lot of makeup and how great they look. And I like that look. So I use makeup so I kind of look like that.
And how as one ages do you do that? If there's any tip you could give, because I would take it right now, please.
It's honestly the secret of putting something on the skin that gives you the right texture. Because people don't realize most people are dehydrated. Your water's either not absorbing into your body, just because stress and normal living. So making sure you're hydrated from the inside, but on the outside, putting the right combination of textures on your skin that's going to not drag you down and dry you down. And, you wake up, and what happens as we get older also, or you're tired or stressed, you're darker under the eyes and your eyes get a little more sunken in.
Right.
So you've got to put the right moisturizer under your eyes, and you've got to put the right texture and color. And, we're all different. So there's not just one thing. and then that'll lighten and you're like, okay, I look better. And of course we need definition. So that's mascara. Filling
Right.
in your brows, depends on your brow, but it's your skin. It's like patting this miracle balm on your skin and then putting a blush on so you just don't look washed out. And
And
honestly, that's it.
do you do it every day? Do you wear makeup every day?
Do it every day. And there's times my hair's in a ponytail. You see me walking around Sag Harbor, my hair's in a ponytail. I don't have a stitch of makeup on and I don't apologize for it. Like I look okay. I don't look that bad. I mean, I might have sunglasses on if I had 2 Tito's last night, but 1 Tito, I look okay. 2 Tito's, I need some sunglasses.
I have Tito's now actually because it's cocktail time somewhere.
Right. I mean, come on.
Thank you to Tito's for doing this. I think we have I think we're supposed to have some questions from the audience. I'm not sure if they're in my chat or not. If you want to type in a question, I think you can into the chat if anyone has a question for Bobbi. But I'm not sure if I can find them. Sam, are there any questions? Oh, okay. Here they go. What's the favorite product in Jones Road for you? What's the one that you swear by?
You know what? I swear by every product because I make every product and I make them the best possible, but I can't live without the Miracle Balm and I can't live without the pencils, the face pencils for under my eyes or around my nose when it gets red and the mascara. And then a soon to be launched eyebrow that's coming out next week. But those are probably they're always in my bag. And, I'm a minimalist when it comes to makeup, but and I want everyone to be.
Can I ask you, how you said that when you went looking for a model with gray hair and no work done to her face, now that work is in kind of a new standard, how do you define natural beauty? How do you know when you think someone's got it right from wrong, given that many people, no judgment, have some level of intervention now as they get, older in their face. Everyone has their own idea of what that means and what it looks like.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying the person doesn't have anything done. They don't look like that.
They don't look like they have anything done.
It's important to me. So, by the way, I haven't had anything done, and I honestly sometimes look in the mirror and I'm like, and then I walk away from the mirror. I do. I walk away and I realize that when I don't look good, when I look tired, it's because I am tired.
I have the same, but then I also compulsively can watch plastic surgery shows just to prove to myself that I don't want to have any work done. It's a little weird. I mean, so I know a lot about it because I watch people on TV getting it all the time. Okay.
It's too late for me because I've talked about it and it's like, I can't do it. So that's a good thing.
Okay, now here's a question. Do you care about product not tested on animals? Someone has asked.
I do. Our Jones Road is not tested on animals, and I have 5 dogs. Never tried, and even though I have 1 dog that has the lightest eyelashes, been like tempted, but no, they're not tested on animals. And China is lifting their testing, and that was most companies have to, in order to be in China, China, the companies don't test them, China does. So, that's something that probably a lot of people don't know.
It's interesting. Okay, now someone is asking, do you have any advice for people starting out in the beauty industry and people who want to start their own small line, or do I have one product they want to make and grow from that?
My advice is that, if you have a product, if you actually have it, that's the start. Wanting to have it and having it are 2 different things, because I've had people come to me with business plans and a whole schedule of investing and they haven't even made the product yet.
Right.
And so, yes, there are so many labs out there, not a lot, but there are labs out there where there's minimums. So, there's large minimums and there's small minimums. There's a few indie labs that will actually work with you and give you 25, pieces. There's other ones that the minimums are 5,000 or 25,000. So that's something that, I would say check into. But also, if you've never worked for a beauty company, My biggest advice is go work for a beauty company.
And work for a big one or work for a small one now? What would you think?
Honestly, I would say a small one. You know, because sometimes you work for a big one, you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole, not near anything. It's going to take you years, and then you're going to be, you know, stuck inside. You know, but it depends. If you want to be, you know, the CEO or, you know, of a small beauty brand, you might want to then work in, you know, finance or marketing or something. So it depends. But just know you're not going to be there for 6 months. You're going to be there for 6 years.
I always sort of, when people ask me about being in fashion, I always say it's really good to have worked somewhere and watched how people do all the things you need to do. So that you learn what you're not going to do. Even if you learn what you're not going to do, it's good to know what the standard is. And that's probably even more so in beauty, where the culture is changing so rapidly. As you say, you're now having fun when you weren't maybe having as much fun before. And a lot of those structures will change over time, I think, as it all gets a bit more personal and it all gets a bit more conscious, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
and it's changing, and that's the good news.
It is changing.
Change.
Now, someone would love to hear your recommendation for a moisturizer with a strong SPF, because this person has issues with runny eyes when they.
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you have runny eyes, just don't get the SPF near your eyes. That's probably my number one suggestion.
Right.
I use a lot of Super Goop.
Super Goop. Oh, cool.
It's a clean line. It's not Goop. It's Super Goop.
Yeah.
2 different companies, and they have all different formulas. But if your eyes are runny, make sure you do one of their, you know, flash dried ones, which I wear the flash dried ones because I just look like an old woman. It's just, I need moisture in my skin. So yeah, they have many different textures.
And then finally, and I guess, we have a couple different questions. These are the last 2 questions, and they're compound questions. One is, where do you want to see Jones Road in 5 years? And would you ever sell your business again?
Very good questions.
Yeah.
You know, the company is 6 months old. I don't think it's 7 yet. And, you know, the thought of when do I want to sell my company is so not on my radar. Would I ever sell it to a big corporation and stay? The answer is 100% not. And it's certainly not big enough to sell at this point. But, and then what would I do? I'd have to go like start again. I mean, I'm so happy now. So I don't really, you know, need to worry about that. And honestly, this is my only funder is my husband. So we're not looking for money. And honestly, I do things very simple and very scrappy these days. And I think it's much cooler than the way we used to do it. I don't like wasting resources or time. And then the question is, where do I want to be? I mean, right now our direct to consumer has such growth that we don't need to open retail. We've been approached by some really great partners. We're not ready yet. You know, the talks are still open. We have a couple pop-ups that we might be doing. First one in the summer, and then maybe one in the fall. 2 in the fall, maybe one in New York and one in Montclair. My husband is building me a small little store, so that'll be really fun. And we'll see, we'll see.
Can I ask, is there any product you haven't made yet in your career that you'd really love? What's the thing that you don't have yet in your toolkit, even for yourself, that you'd love to have?
Well, honestly, there's nothing in my toolkit that's not Jones Road. And I'm also using, we have this absolutely miracle product that I'm calling an Unfoundation. It's not launching until January, but it's like you put it on and it literally looks like you've got the most amazing skin. It doesn't look like you've got foundation on, but it does what a foundation is supposed to do. And it's like, and you just put it on and you're like, oh my God. And everyone in the office, I have all different skin color of girls that work here, and every time, and we test them on all of them, but that's not till January. And, we've got powdered blush coming out. Like, we have everything slated for the next year. We have product for the next year.
Okay, so I'm supposed to I'll tell you guys a few things. One, there's a VIP shopping code for jonesroadbeauty.com, and the code is FIT20. And also that you are in the FIT Beauty Essentials certificate course, which is an online course, and there's amazing in it. Bobbi, I want to thank you for doing this so much. It's been such a pleasure to see you. And
Um,
I'm so happy you did this
Yeah.
again. I mean, did another line, because I really, if you had only gone into fitness and food and all that, that would have been, I mean, it sounds like I sound like I'm at a passive center. That would have been enough, you know, but like to have done this new line and to do such great content for it is, it's just so brilliant.
Well,
It's
I have so many questions for you in the fashion world, and you being at Amazon after being in Vogue. It's very similar, our two stories. So I will follow up with you, and I really want to like talk to you and hear from you, because I do see so many things changing, and you know, I think it's fascinating.
yeah, it's a really interesting time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for joining, and to Tito's and FIT.
And
Bye.
hi, Fern Malice. I was so happy to see you too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.